this. I'm gonna drop it on YouTube as well, so that I can also send it to the others who are not here. So if you look at here, we've got the Usdcad, right? Number one, I want you to understand something in terms of the Usdcad. Now, I'm going to shift a little bit on Usdcad. We go to DXY so that you can understand why am I saying you should have took advantage of that trade. You should have actually sold from there. Because one, when you look at the DXY, it's currently losing strength, right? It's currently losing strength. So on the DXY, we've been trading on a sideways trend for some time now, if you remember very well. I spoke about DXY even when the market was going to the upside direction, to that direction. Let me quickly do like this, sorry. Perfect. So now if you look at here on the screen, you're definitely going to realize that we are trading on a sideways trend where the market is doing what? Where the market keeps poking between the resistance and the support, resistance and the support, resistance and the support, and then the resistance. So as you can see at this particular point here at the top, the market created some equal highs that we've got. And then after that, they did what? They broke out from this uptrend. As you can see, we've got a line right there, which symbolizes what? Which symbolizes the uptrend, right? They definitely broke out from that. Okay. Okay, so they definitely broke out from this uptrend where the market was creating higher highs and higher lows, right? So when they broke out from this zone, we definitely can see that we are trading on a sideways trend. The market failed to break above that particular area. And then I could say they gave you an M pattern also right here, right? And then again, even on the smaller time, or I mean to say, on this small particular area, you're definitely going to realize that the structure was failing to create a new higher high. So this was the previous high, this was the higher low, and then this was the high. They failed to go and create a new high. Then the next thing, the market break to the downside direction, right? What would have anticipated? I would have anticipated that the market must come back, retrace back into that higher low before we have the next impulsive move. But as you can see, the market is definitely refusing to go back into that zone to retrace, to show how weak the dollar is. I'm just trying to show you what are some of the things that you could have looked at to see that, okay, what is it? Why am I supposed to take the USD trade? Now, if you look at here, like I said, we are trading on a sideways trend. What we could anticipate from here is the market continuously dropping back into the previous lower low area, right? Now, when we go back into the USD CAD, we're going to look at first thing, we're going to look at one thing, right? Where is the USD CAD? Okay, here is it. So the first thing that we're going to look at, the base and the code. If you guys understand what is the base, what is the code. So the base is the USD, the code is the CAD, right? The base is the USD, the code is the CAD. And then if the market is going to go up, it simply means that the dollar it's gaining strength. If the market is going to go down, it simply means that the dollar is losing its strength. So in this instant, we've seen on the DXY that the dollar is definitely doing what? Is definitely losing its strength. So what can we expect from USD? We could definitely expect that the code must gain strength. Do you understand that part? Is it clear? The base and the code thing. Do you guys understand? Let me know in the comment section if you understand what I just explained now. Do you guys understand the base and the code thing? How do you take advantage of it? Do you guys understand? Okay, thank you. If you guys understand, it's clear. Now, when we come into the USD CAD, right? Let's look at the weekly time frame. I don't know if you've got anything on the monthly time frame, but we can check. Oh, we do have. So if you look at the weekly time frame, the monthly time frame on USD CAD, right? So this is what we're going to do on USD CAD. So you're going to draw your area from this point, right? I'm sorry. So when you draw your area from this point, you're going to definitely realize that we are trading on an area of interest, right? This is an area of interest. Forget about these other areas which broke out from that zone. Let's focus on the ones that definitely respected that particular area, right? Now we have a lot of touches from that very same particular zone, right? We have a lot of touches which the market is trading at the particular trading moment. If you can see, even those rejections, this was just market manipulations, right? Now you can definitely see that we have a lot of touches from that very same particular area. If you can count them, it's a lot of touches at that zone, which tells you what? It simply tells you that the market is trading at a very critical zone, at an area of interest. And if the market constantly fails to trade above that particular area, that should tell you something, that there's liquidity which is sitting at that particular area. As much as it's not really that clean on the market time frame, but I believe that when we drop down to the weekly time frame, we're going to have a clear direction of this particular area of interest. Now, when we go into the weekly time frame, you will see clearly that this is one of the most strongest area of interest, right? Now, when we bring back that horizontal line, clear touches on this, but on this particular area, right? We've got clear touches, as you can see. We have the first touch, which is this one. I'm going to do like this. This is the first touch. This is the second touch. This is the third touch. This is the fourth touch. This is the fifth touch. Broke out, went all the way to the top, came back, touch on the very same area, touch on the very same area. We're back at the very same particular area again, where we are touching it. Ashia, I see you raising up your hand.
Evening, sir.
Sure.
So, like on the daily time frame, I'm not sure if I'm correct, but I think I saw a head and shoulder. I'm not sure if I'm correct.
On the daily time frame?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'll look at it when I get there. Okay.
Okay.
Sure. So for the fact that we are sitting at an area of interest, right? And this is where the market is trading at, and the market is constantly failing to break above that particular area. That should tell you that the market is most likely to do what? The market is most likely to sell at that particular zone. I don't know if I'm making sense. I'm speaking in parables, right? Now we move to the next area, to the next time frame. Let me quickly bring the EMA and see what could possibly happen. As you can see, the EMA is very close to the market at that particular zone. It means there isn't much buying momentum, because remember, when the EMA trades far from the market, either buying or selling, it means there's more buying or selling pressure. So there wasn't any buying pressure at that particular trading session. Now, let's quickly move into the daily time frame that user is talking about. Now, user, you were saying you saw a head and shoulder or a W pattern, an M pattern.
Sir, it's not this time frame, but I saw like a head and shoulder, but I'm not sure.
Go and check the time frame and tell me which time frame is it.
Okay. Okay,
Sure.
sir.
Sharp. Now, when we come to the daily time frame again, right? We are sitting at an area of interest. Everyone is already aware of it. Now, at the very same particular area of interest, what do you then see? You see that the market is giving you what you call a double top, right? Which is an M pattern. There is the neckline, right? That's another factor of confluence. That tells you what? That tells you that the market is about to change the direction and continue to go to the downside direction. That's a very beautiful M pattern, right? Beautiful M pattern. What could you expect? You could expect the market to pull back, retrace, and then continue to go into the downside direction. Why would I put my TP right here? I'll put my TP right here because there's an area of interest. Just exactly what happened with gold today. I'm going to get into gold after this. Just exactly as what happened into gold, right? Because this is where the area of interest is at. Never mess with an area of interest. Never do that. So this is an area of interest because we've had multiple touches from the very same particular area, right? We've had the first touch, we've had the second touch, third touch, fourth touch. So that's an area of interest. The market went all the way to the top, created this M pattern, they dropped. If this market, I'm going to tell you one thing for free. If this market ever have an instant retracement now, pull back here, that will be another entry for us to continue to sell up until to this zone. If they ever pull back, but I doubt they can do that because I told you this. 90% of the time, every time the market, when it breaks out of an M pattern or a W or a head and shoulder or an inverse head and shoulder, they don't come back to retrace. You might see the market doing what? You might see the market coming all the way to this low, and then after this, they pull back to go and retrace before they continue to go down. You understand what I mean? So, but if they ever come back to that area to retrace, this will be a very higher probability entry. I must tell you, this is going to be one of the best entry that we should take advantage of, right? Now, let's quickly bring in the EMA. The EMA is exactly below, right? Below the market. We would love to see the EMA trading above the market so that it can serve as a support and the resistance. But what could definitely happen is mostly if the EMA is like this, what I've noticed lately is that the EMA can come and cause some confluence with the market. The market can drop a little bit to touch the EMA, then they go back into the zone, then they drop again. I've seen this happen. If the EMA is very close and there's an area of interest, the market is most likely to drop a little bit to cause some confluence. With the market just meet each other, then the next thing they pull back to go into test, and then they continue to go to the downside direction. So right now, I'm definitely telling you guys, this was a very beautiful entry for my brother who sold the USDcad, right? I didn't see it. If you look at here, the market is already crossed at the neckline. The EMA it is already crossed at the neckline, right? Now, this is the same, this is still an M pattern as well, right? We have another factor of confluence, which is an M pattern. The market broke, right? Came back to retrace, and then what are we anticipating? We're anticipating a push to this low, right? If the market never comes back to retrace completely to that point, which point can we use as an entry? We could use this particular point. If the market ever reversed here, back into the zone, I can rest assure you this will be a beautiful entry for us. If they ever pull back to the zone, touch here, and then they give us some factors of confluence there, we can start looking for some selling opportunity from there. Just right here. I'm going to take a screenshot of this. I'm going to take a screenshot of this so that when we revisit it, we're going to do that together. Have you noticed that the market wasn't moving last week and since the beginning of this week? And I just seated and watched the market. I didn't do anything. That's the power of consistency and being disciplined. Many people, they traded, they lost their money. When the market is not moving, what do? You relaxed. You watch the market do its own thing, and then now the market has already started moving according to our trading strategy. You understand what I mean? So this is what we're going to be waiting for on GBPSD. We're just waiting for a pullback because our entry was supposed to be here. We've missed the entry. We're supposed to have entered the trade right here. Immediately when the market gave us this opposition candlestick at that neckline, that's where we're supposed to take our trade. But we failed to find. Now we're going to wait for a little bit of pullback before we have the next impulsive move going to the downside direction. Now, if we go to 1 hour, I'm going to show you something. So on 1 hour, let me drop even lower. Let me drop even lower from 1 hour because this is still the very same thing, right? This is still the very same thing that we're looking at. Let me drop down to 30 minutes. I want to show you something. So on 30 minutes, this is what we've got. We've got a continuation pattern at this particular time frame. Right? What is this? What is this pattern? What is this pattern? What is this pattern, guys? This is a bearish pennant, right? On the continuation pattern. So when it is formed, it symbolizes a continuation in the market, in the direction. So if the market, it has broken out from the neckline, right? From 1 hour, as you can see. let's say, sorry, let's say from the 4 hour. Let's look at it in the 4 hour. So on 4 hour, we've broken out from that neckline, right? Immediately after breaking out of that neckline, we've got the neckline which is breaking as well, right? When you drop down to 30 minutes and 1 minute, even on 1 hour, it's there. The pattern is there, still there. This is the pattern, right? But I just love to use 30 minutes because the pattern is clear. When you go to 30 minutes, we find that we've got that continuation pattern. What does that tell you? Is that not enough for you to execute a trade? That's my question. Is that not enough for you to execute a trade? These are not factors of confluence enough? These factors of confluence, are they not enough for you to execute a trade? That's my question. Are they not enough? But guys, let's be honest. I've already given you the blueprint of this strategy. If you haven't catched it, I honestly really don't know what you want. I've given you everything that you need. So right now, we're just waiting. I think it's on the 1 hour. Is it 1 hour or what? Is it 4 minutes? Yeah, I think it's 4 hour. So right now, we're waiting on 4 hour for the market to do what? To pull a little bit back. What is our EMA saying? Okay, our EMA also on 4 hour is trading above. We've got more factors of confluence. We just need a little bit of pullback. That's it. Just need a little bit of pullback from that point to retest, and then we execute the trade. We drop with them. That's all we are looking for. This is the systematic BCB trading solution strategy. That's it. I want to ask you a question and see if you guys still remember something, right? I see Raymond, you're raising up your hand.
Yes, coach. Can I please interrupt you? I just want to ask you if you can please share your settings for the EMA again.
The EMA,
it's
a 50 EMA. There's nothing hectic. It's a 50 EMA.
Is it the one that says moving average exponential?
Yes, a moving average is an EMA. Yeah, the settings. You just change on the length. On input, on the length, you just put 50. That's it. I never change anything. The other things are still the same. I just change on the length, on the input. Input length, then 50%, then 50. That's it. It's a 50 EMA.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, got it. Thanks, coach.
Thank you, LeBron. So that's what we're waiting for. If the market ever pulls back into that area, I know some of you, these are some of the things that you definitely need to avoid, because some of you would want to execute the trade here and say, I know the market might go down. Yes, it might happen you execute the trade here and then it goes down with you. But this is going to be a habit. Some days you're going to enter trade and then it's going to go back and blow. You're going to blow more than you can make. So it's very much important for you to wait for the market to pull back into that previous lower low, and then you execute the trade, you go down with them. It's as simple as that. I don't know if it makes sense, so I'm speaking in parables, right? I hope I've done everything on NZD USD, right? On Usdcad, right? I want to quickly look at the 5 minutes, the 15 minutes and the 5 minutes. I want to see something. Oh, okay. Probably we might have the pullback that I'm looking for. Let's just let me see. So on 5 minutes, this could have been another entry for us, because the market gave us an M pattern, beautiful one, right? Came back to retrace, continued to go to the downside direction. So in terms of 5 minutes, I could say I want them to push a little bit to this point right here, and then they continue to go down. Now, I want to go check at 4 hour if it corresponds with what we are looking for. Definitely correspond with what we are looking for. Can you see? No, no. It doesn't. It looks like we might not completely go back there based on, because I don't think they might. Let me remove this one. And then we're going to draw a new one so we can see which one actually is which one. Let's go back into 5 minutes. And then in 5 minutes, we've got a neckline here, which is already retested. Right? We need an entry right now. We are looking for an entry. So I would love to see the market pulling back to this zone completely here, and then they continue to go to the downside direction. Let me check on 10 minutes if we have another zone. Yeah, that's another zone as well on 5 minutes. Okay, cool. Let's go back into H4. Okay, so H4 says this is the zone. This is the zone right here. Okay, I see. So this is the previous rejection, right? So this is the previous rejection. So we can use that particular area. Let's use this area. Let's not wait for the market to come back to this area right here completely. So let's use that small particular area that you got on the 5 minutes. So this will be the entry point in terms of Usdcad. Usdcad. Yeah, that's all that I have. You want to be keeping an eye on it to find another entry. Thank you so much. That was USDcad that I wanted us to discuss. I hope you guys got it. I'll drop it down also I'll drop it on YouTube. I'm going to drop this video on YouTube, right? This was USDcad. Okay, let me quickly look at gold. What today happened? What we were definitely looking at, right? For today. I'm gonna go into 1 hour. So on gold, this is what happened. The market created a little bit of a small area of interest, right? Okay, so let me start like this. So yesterday, gold gave us this M pattern, right? So they gave us this WM pattern after they created this imbalance. Okay, let me start nicely. Let me not just focus on what happened. So gold has been creating this small area of interest right here previously, right? After this small area of interest, we could obviously expect that they keep on respecting that zone. But finally, I think a day before yesterday, they broke out. They went all the way to the top. As they got there, right there, and then they gave us this double top. After this double top, I then anticipated that they were supposed to break, retest, and then they continue to go down. As you can see, they created the first lower low, lower high, then was the next lower low, and then this was the lower high, this was the lower low. And then at the end of this area where we're supposed to take off, they then began to create what we call an accumulation or a small little bit of a sideways trend. And then the next thing, they continued to go to the upside direction as I anticipated it. So today in the morning, this is what I said. I said gold was gonna keep on consolidating a little bit in this zone. Then the next thing, what we're gonna do, we're gonna break to the upside direction and then retest, and then we continue to go to the upside direction, if you remember very well. So this was my TP on that particular area. So yesterday, I also anticipated from that M pattern at the top, the market was going to drop down. And then when we got here, the reason why I anticipated that, because I knew that when the market was coming back to this zone, they were just coming back to retest from this previous area of interest that the market has created previously. Then after that, the market is going to continue to take off, continuing going to the upside direction. I don't know if we guys are together or you are a bit confused. So if you drop down, if you drop to bigger time frames such as H4, you're definitely going to realize that we also were sitting at an area of interest, right? So this was the previous area which the market was tapping on, failing to break above. And then finally they broke and then they came back. That's how I measured it. They finally came back to this point. And then now I'm anticipating that the market must continue to go and create a new higher high. I hope that is clear, right? There's nothing complicated on this market, right? Yeah, that's all that we've got for today in terms of gold, right? So what we're going to be waiting for? We're going to be waiting for USDCAD to do exactly what we are looking for. I hope you guys got something from this beautiful Zoom. You've learned something. Is there anybody who have a question based on what we were talking about? Please feel free to ask me a question. Anybody who have a question? Oh, the daily time frame on USDCAD, it closes a harami. That's a beautiful one. So meaning we need another candlestick which is going to oppose that candlestick. So we're definitely on the right track. We're going to find the entry on USDCAD.
Good evening, coach.
Yes, my brother, how are you?
I'm fine, thanks. And I'm asking, you will drop the entry zone even on the 31 day challenge,
On the what?
or on the 31 day challenge, the one you started.
I will send the signal. I've been waiting. As you can see, I'm still waiting for trades. You guys must just wait.
Yeah,
I'm waiting for an entry. I can't just give you a signal where you're going to blow your account.
yeah. I'm asking regarding to the USDK. We'll send it on the main group and